Hey everybody. So before we get started on today's video, I want to show y'all something I just thought was really cool. It is a little bracelet that was given to me at work by one of our customers. I noticed she had a bandage on her head, and I took the time to ask her what had happened and if she was okay. And it turns out she had fallen on the sidewalk and busted her head open. And as she was driving away, she stopped her car and pulled back up to the window, and she gave me the bracelet. She said she wanted to thank me for reminding her that there were still kind souls in this world. And it really just made my day to know that I'd made one elderly lady's day a lot better than what it had been, even if it was just for a moment. So today's video, we're going to do fibromyalgia. And this is really more what falls under the line of raising awareness. People really don't understand what fibromyalgia is. It is chronic pain all over your body, and it can fluctuate throughout the day. Generally, it's mild, but it can get worse with age, or it can have what's called a flare-up. And during a flare-up, it is excruciating pain. You know that feeling that you have, those of you who work, after you've worked a really long day, how tired and sore you are. Those of you who do long workouts, maybe after you just upped it up a little bit, or maybe you remember that feeling you had when you first started working out, how tired and how bad you hurt, maybe your muscles burned. That's kind of what a flare-up can feel like. It's a little bit different for every person. That's kind of what mine feel like. It's a burning sensation. It's very painful. It can get worse in certain areas. For me, my knees, feet, and elbows are the worst places that flare up. Different people can feel a flare up when it's coming on. Some people can't. For me, I know I'm fixing to have a flare up because my body will rapidly heat up to the point that I've got sweat pouring off of me. My eyes hurt. Feels like I'm running a huge fever. And then I will start freezing again. And then it just keeps on doing that until the flare up kicks in. Some of the things that come along with fibromyalgia can be anything. I mean, it can be restless leg syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, migraines and headaches come with it. Insomnia is a big portion of it because you're in pain, so you really can't sleep good. As far as treatment options, what I found is there's 3 medicines approved by the FDA for treatment of fibro, but different thing. I know Cymbalta's one of them. They tried me on it. Some people that don't help. Some people, all they can do is kind of keep you comfortable. In my case, I'm just one that they're trying to keep comfortable. They can do that with painkillers for ones that it gets so bad, and others they will prescribe maybe a daily dose of aspirin and a muscle relaxer. Flexeril is one that they've got me on. And it's not necessarily take every day for me. It's kind of based on how I'm feeling that day. Fibro is very painful, and you've got to understand that it really does affect your life in every way. It affects you from your head to your toes, the joints. It affects the reproductive system. It commonly affects women. 80 to 90% of fibro patients are women. Men do get it too. But really try to understand that people with fibromyalgia, they're in a lot of pain, and you have to forgive them for sometimes being a little bit slower at things, or maybe they can't do stuff as much as they've been able to do. I come from a family where it runs in the family. Yes, it can be passed down generation to generation. That happens to be the case for mine. But often it can be triggered by traumatic events will trigger fibromyalgia, such as a car wreck. Repeat injuries can cause it. That's pretty much what they decided caused mine, because I had hurt my ankle and there was some stuff going on with it that should have been fixed, but it wasn't. So it was constantly damaging itself, and because of that, that triggered it in. Plus, I did permanent nerve damage to that ankle. So that altogether started the fibro. Me, I'm very sensitive to touch. A lot of people can't stand to be touched. Me, if you touch my back, I'm probably going to flinch away from you because it hurts. I've seen people who can't even stand to be hugged. I've seen mothers who've had to push their children off of them because they cannot stand their child touching them. And you got to think that's got to be really heartbreaking, especially for a mother or even a father, to have to push their child off of them and say, "I'm sorry, but you can't hug them, mommy or daddy, because it hurts." Like I said, keep in mind that they do want to do normal things in life. They're not looking to be babied per se. What we look for is we just want people to understand that this is not our fault. This is not something we choose. We're not hypochondriacs. We are in constant all over body ache. Oftentimes it feels like you have a flu. That achy feeling all over your body when you have a flu. That's kind of something it can feel like. I'm going to include a link down bottom, and I want y'all to go to it. It's called Fibro Colors, and it's a really great page on Facebook where if you have fibro, it is a great support page. If you are just looking to learn more about fibromyalgia, it's really good there, and it gives you some tips and helps with different things, insights to daily life. Like I said, it can be very stressful because people don't want to admit that they can't do stuff anymore. That's human nature. But, remembering, you might have to understand that some people, whereas they used to maybe clean for 2 hours, they got to clean for 30 minutes, stop, rest, get back up. Insomnia is a very big thing. Irritability, mood swings. There's a lot of overlapping symptoms. Depression and anxiety are a major one. So I want y'all to check out this link. I want y'all to tell me what you honestly think about first when somebody says that they have chronic pain every day. I mean, I have very few people have heard me say it, but I have looked at people before and been like, look, you've got to understand, I don't remember what it feels like not to be in pain anymore. And it's really a sad thing that we can't remember what it doesn't feel like to be in pain, or if we do, it's such a sad feeling because now we have to think about the fact that stuff that we used to do we're not able to do, or we're not able to do as well. It can affect work life too. I've had to call out from work many times because I couldn't get up out of my bed. So really just try to understand what fibromyalgia is, and it can go a long way to making life easier for somebody with fibromyalgia. Because they don't want sympathy and babying, like I said before. They just want you to understand them, and they want to feel like somebody accepts them and is there for them to lean on, because it makes you feel secluded because of the fact that people think you're being a hypochondriac and that there's nothing really wrong with you and it's all in your head. So go to the link, read about it, learn, and if you know somebody with fibro, I hope this helps you understand what they're going through better. Comment back with what you thought about before. Maybe you didn't know. I'd love to know that somehow this page helped you help somebody out, or that it helped you understand better. So now that you have a better understanding, use that understanding. This has been the blog, The Wolf Who Dreamed of Being a Butterfly. Y'all be good and keep on dreaming of being a butterfly. Have a good day.